Dear Carmen, good morning.
Good morning.
For today, I brought a quote that I brought in a quote that touches on one's principles, and through the last years, I had this idea from the books, but not only that, we really need a set of principles to guide us in life, and probably it's best to discuss internally or decide about them early on. And to continue with this idea, I will quote Epictetus, who said, "An important place to begin in philosophy is this: a clear perception of one's own ruling principle." I would like to ask you, from your coaching experience, how this looks in your coaching sessions with your clients?
The comment that I'm tempted to say is to make to this is that I insist, let's say, on principles, let's say, of ethics, of standards of working, of ethics standards or working standards or behavior standards, right? And for example, when a client changes a position, so he leaves a position behind in order to move to another place, another organization, or inside the same organization, but in another unit, directorate, or a structure. And what I'm saying is that he has to leave his house in order, right? Now, you understand the image is that where the place that he leaves has to stay, to remain in order, to remain, let's say, well organized, well structured, well, whatever, functioning, because this is the reputation that he will take with him or with her. So, like, it's a clear perception on own ruling or ruling principle. Now, I'm not saying necessarily that is one principle. I'm talking about several, and here I'm talking about these principles that you have to assume your responsibilities until the end. There is no excuse for not doing it. And then we are coming back to, I would say, principles that we have from history, that a good manager or a good leader will have a team that will function well even when he leaves, right? So, and a bad one or will have a team that will collapse when he leaves, right? So I think that is not necessarily that I'm talking about, like Epictetus, about a clear own principle, that means one life principle. But what I'm doing in my coaching is rather to take several or different principles that at that specific moment in my client's career or professional life are relevant. And the one that came today very easily or very, how to say, naturally was that principle of assuming one's responsibility, one's duties until the end. And that is the way to recognize, I would say, someone who is professional and someone who is not.
Right. So this is a ruling principle in the workplace, and this can be applied. This can be sustained by any good work or any good professional, right? It doesn't have to be very personal principle.
Well, exactly. Exactly. I would say that this is the way that you maintain your reputation, assuming your responsibility duties until the end. And the expression that I use in that respect is that you're as good as your last performance. So coming back to what is the principle here, at least in the realm of professional life, is do the best work you can every single time until the end of whatever responsibility is. And and then again, what I'm saying, at the end of the day, we are living in a small village. The world is a small village. So your reputation has to be defended and promoted every single day with every single act. So you will be as good as your last performance, and hopefully your last performance is very good.
Thank you, Carmen, for bringing in even more examples and quotes for our everyday use. And I'm curious what will be our next discussion about.
Absolutely. See you next Monday.
See you next Monday.